Well, it's almost time for the talking to stop and for the action to begin. Come 5 o'clock on Saturday evening, it'll be Sheffield Wednesday against Hull City for a place in the Premier League.
Lee's battling for it. Where will it drop? It will drop beautifully for Forestieri. He steered it in beautifully to give Sheffield Wednesday the breakthrough.
So for the final time in this special three-part programme, it's time once again to hear from you, the fans. You've been getting in touch in your droves during the last week or so with your messages of good luck and support to Carlos and his team.
Alright, rolling on one, big time.
Guys, it's Dave from New York. Me and the little guy here is called Henry. I'm just calling to wish you all the best on Saturday. It's been a while since we were in Premiership, but looking forward to it. We'll be cheering you on. We've been fans a long time, me and my little guy here. He's got his Wednesday outfit on, and wish you all the best, all the luck, and be seeing you on Saturday. Okay, take care.
I'm Steve Exley.
And I'm Nathan Exley, and we live in Wellington, New Zealand.
I'm going to be taking a long journey home for the game on Saturday.
And I'm going to be just watching it here at 4 o'clock in the morning. We just want to wish Carlos and the boys the best of luck for the game.
We're all Wednesday, aren't we?
Hi, I'm Alex.
I'm Bella.
Hi, I'm George.
We are wishing you lots of luck from up here in Newcastle.
I've been a lifelong supporter, despite the amount of stick I get from my friends. Fernando, please can you score a goal for me?
Come on, Wednesday!
Oh, this is Sheffield. Life will come now. I was with Carlos and the team. Good luck in the final, and let's see them.
To Carlos and all the rest of Sheffield Wednesday and all the fans, all the Sheffield Wednesday fans, greetings from Oslo. Good luck on the final. We're all hoping, fingers crossed, toes crossed, everything crossed. We can beat Hull, we can. Good luck.
This is Chris Pennant, all the way from Chicago, Illinois, Quandary Kitten on Twitter. Thank you to Rob O'Neill for giving me the chance to record this for all of you. You and John Pearson are the best in English football commentary, bar none, and you've made this so exciting for me to be a Wednesday fan here in the States. Championship playoff final, Wembley Stadium, a chance to get back home to the top flight. What more can I say? To the Wednesday 11, good luck. Go to work out there on the pitch, all the way from Westwood 1 holding it down at the back to Hooper and young Fessy up front. Cause some chaos, and we'll be on our way home. Thank you to Carlos for having a dream and sharing it with all of us. Hopefully we can bring it to fruition. And to all the Wednesday fans, all of them, Owls Online, Wednesdayite, and everybody who I interact with on Twitter, this is all for you. Keep bouncing, Sheffield Wednesday. We're on our way back. 1.
Hi, my name's Dave Reed. I live in Gillingham in Kent. I'm often on the Your site at swfc.co.uk. I'm looking forward to next week's game between Sheffield Wednesday and Hull City, and I'm really rooting for the lads, and I would like to say well done to Carlos Carvalho, the board, and everybody involved in Sheffield Wednesday that have made this season a possible dream.
Hi, this is Ian Spencer. I'd like to wish Carlos and the team all the best for Saturday's Championship final playoff. Come on, you Owls!
Hello, my name is JJ, born and bred Sheffielder, now living in Bromley, Kent. Just want to wish Carlos, his backroom team and the players a big, massive well done for reaching this far. I hope we go one step further, see you in the Premier League. Up the Owls, come on!
Hi, my name's Johnny Allen. Just a quick message for Carlos and all the boys. Really best of luck for Saturday. Please play your heart out, give 100%. I've heard Carlos had a dream, and I think that dream is going to come true on Saturday. Please let it come true, please let it come true. I'll be watching the game at midnight over here in Beijing, China, cheering my heart out. Come on the boys, come on the Wednesday, we're a Wednesday, aren't we? Yes, come on!
Hello, I'm Tom, and my family are lifelong Wednesdayites, and have been waiting for a lifetime to get to Wembley for this coming Saturday. We're already here with excitement, so just wanting to wish Carlos and the team all the luck they deserve for Saturday and ultimate promotion into the Premier League. We're all Wednesday, aren't we?
Hello, we're the Wilson Wolf family from Walkley. We moved to Florida and started the Florida Owls. We'd like to say good luck, Carlos, good luck to the team, and thank you, Chancellor, for everything you've done. NSIO Sheffield Wednesday! We're all Wednesday, aren't we?
Hi, I'm North Wales Owl, and I'd just like to wish Carlos and the boys all the very best for Saturday against Hull. This season, no matter what happens, has been one of the most exciting seasons for many years, and everything at the club just feels right. We've got some class players throughout the side, from Westwood at the back, Tom Lees and Louvens in defence, Barry Bannon in midfield, and a couple of the best strikers in the division with Hooper and Forestieri. And we all know we've got the world's best fans, and we're going to be willing Wednesday across the line from the start right to the bitter end. Let's show Mr. Chansiri he made the right choice when he chose Wednesday. Let's do this. Let's make Carlos's dream come true. And for the record, Saturday's tipple is obviously champagne. Good luck, lads.
Well, as always, ahead of the game, Carlos Carvalhal met the media on Thursday to give us his thoughts on the big game at Wembley Stadium. I'll vacate this seat for him in just a second. We'll also bring through Barry Bannon and Glenn Louvens for a view from the dressing room.
So I go with your question, and I will, if you don't mind, send a message to our fans, and I think I will talk about some things that you want to answer to me. So you know that when we arrived, probably nobody expected we was in this position to go to the playoffs. So most of the people, probably in that moment, we have maybe 100% of chance in the beginning of the season. With the time, we started receiving more players, start playing better and better, and I think in that moment, especially in the 7th game, we talked before that it was in 19th position in that moment, that probably 1% of the chances to promote it in that moment is too much. 1% is 1%, and when we have 1%, is something that we can achieve. And me and my players and the fans, we believe all the time that we can grow up and we can do better and better with the time. So we did really, really very well. The fans never give up. They follow us all the time. We are now in the final. We don't have any more 1%. Now we have 50% of the chances. So my words to our fans is absolutely the same. Create a very good environment to our players. Support our players since the first minute. If they can do a single mistake, give applause to them, support them, push them, because after they will give, absolutely sure, a very, very strong answer. We're training this week, and I felt my team like in the beginning of the season again. I feel them absolutely fresh, happy to play. They want to enjoy the game. We are looking forward to go to the final. And I am sure that even we know that the opponent is very strong, is a very good team, very good coach. We have 50% of the chances. And with our fans, if they create the environment, we are positives, we are healthy, and I felt my team very strong. And let's see with this kind of support what we can do in the final in Wembley.
Well, you've heard from the manager, Carlos Carvalhal. Now let's get a view from the dressing room. Barry Bannon's on the way in just a moment. But first up, it's the skipper, Glenn Louvens, who's hoping to lead Wednesday back to the big time.
Glenn, what do you remember about your last trip to Wembley when you went there in the FA Cup with Cardiff?
Yeah, after you look back on it, it's been a very, very good day. Good experience. Not so good day because obviously we lost, and at the day I was gutted. When you look back, maybe a few years later, you see it's a big achievement. Coming there, and it was amazing with all the fans, and I like to do it different this time. Yeah.
Well, you've had big moments in your career. That game, you've got a UEFA Cup winners' medal. How is this going to compare? Do you think if you could get Wednesday up?
I think it will be up there. mainly because I took part of nearly every game this season. So it will be a big achievement, not for myself but for everyone. If you see how far we came, how far we came, and to get to Wembley, and we're so close now, so we have to make sure we go all the way.
Have you thought at any point since the Brighton game about being the one who will lead the team up the steps and will lift the trophy as the captain?
Well, still 90 minutes to play, but yeah, of course you think about this moment. It will be a very proud moment if it happens, and something that I think will stay forever with you.
Because not many people get the opportunity to do that. It's something that I guess all players would love to do, especially at Wembley.
Yeah, of course. Well, I don't think there's another better place to do it than the biggest and best stadium there is. And like I said, there's still 90 minutes to play, and let's go for it and make sure we can lift the trophy. Yeah.
What is special about this team that has enabled you to grow throughout the year and maybe even peak at the right time as well, going into this final now?
I don't know. We just got a very good team. Not only good players, but players that really want to work for each other. I think that's the main thing. And like I said, the manager as well, he plays in a big role. He wants to play the right way, and you got all the players heading for the same direction, and I think that will be key for this game coming up.
Because you seem to have the right kind of blend. You've got goal scorers, creative players, and yet at the back you equal the club record again for clean sheets this year. It's almost the perfect dynamic across the team, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not only the first 11, we've got such a good squad. Every time there's someone out, the other one comes in with not a problem. So don't want to just pick out the first 11, but for me the whole squad this year have been outstanding.
Barry, what is the experience like as someone who's played at Wembley before in a match like this? What is it like coming out on that pitch and playing in such a vital game?
It's unbelievable. You could do it year after year, but every time you go out there it's still the same feeling. It's the best. That's why you want to be in football, really. It's the best feeling that you can ever have. So I enjoyed it the last time. Obviously we won, so hopefully the same can happen this time.
What is it like for a team to go up in that way, to sort of win that final game with so much at stake?
Sometimes people say it's better. I wouldn't know because I've never won the league before. So it's brilliant, obviously, because you've got to the final and stuff like that. Everything that goes, the teams have finished now. We're still here, so to win it that way is probably better, I would say.
With the way that you play in particular, how much do you enjoy playing on the Wembley surface? The way that you can pick a pass, do you think that suits your game?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, it's a big pitch. There's a lot of spaces there on the pitch because it's so big. It's a good surface, probably the best about as well. So there's no excuses for any misplaced passes really at Wembley. So I look forward to it. I can't wait to get out there.
Is the family going? We've seen you in the stands before with your dad. I suspect they'll all be there at Wembley.
Yeah, there's quite a few coming. I think I got 21 tickets in the end, so there's quite a few that will be cheering me on. So hopefully I can give them the right result for them to go home happy.
How much do you think it will be a boost for you, as it has been so many times this year, to have the backing that you're going to get? There's going to be over 40,000 Wednesday fans at this game.
Yeah, it's massive. Obviously, they've followed all season, so we knew this would be no different. But the backing that they give us, it's like a 12th man for us on the day, really. No matter what team we play against, them fans will be louder than the other fans. You can guarantee that. So it's a big day for them as it is for us. So hopefully, well, I know they will. They'll be unbelievable on the day again, and we look forward to it.
Is it fair to say that you took a chance joining Sheffield Wednesday, dropping back into the Championship, and would that be completely validated, that decision, if you are to get into the Premier League this weekend?
I wouldn't say a chance. Obviously, I've had to step back for a reason. So what that reason was, you never know. But it was probably not really my last chance at it. But it was a big step. But this is a big season for me personally. I needed to. It was either I fall away or I kick on and get back there, and at the minute it looks as if I've kicked on, and hopefully, like I said, I can get back to where I want to be.
Could you go as far as saying it would be the best season of your career if you were to finish it in the right way on Saturday?
Yeah, I think no matter what the result is on Saturday, it's been, personally for me, it's probably been my best season. It's been the most games I've played in a season as well, which always helps when you're getting a run. You get confident and it shows on the pitch. So I'd say personally it's probably been my best season, yeah.
We're on our way back is what the Wednesday fans are singing. What an atmosphere, John.
It's amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. No, we've been at Hillsborough. I mean, we were here the other week against Cardiff, but this has just gone to a next level.
It is superb, absolutely superb.
It's confession time now, John. You're not going to be with me, are you? In the commentary box at Wembley, you've jilted me kind of at the altar for this.
Well, I had to do it. I'm sorry, mate, but I just had to do it. And I thought, you know, hopefully we're going to be back at Wembley on many more occasions. Hopefully not in the playoff final, but you know, in cup finals and stuff like that. But I wanted to go and savour the atmosphere. I mean, even when we've been doing the commentaries in the last few games, I wanted to, you know, take off the microphone and come down and join in, and so that's, yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, it's understandable. I mean, obviously people know you as an ex-player for this football club, but you're a huge Wednesday fan as well. And I suppose when you're watching the games, you know, you're having to try and, I suppose, almost bite your lip and make sure you don't swear or whatever. There are times when the emotions want to just really take you away somewhere else, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, how you've never swore sometimes, it's difficult sometimes. But, you know, I've loved doing it. And don't get me wrong, I've absolutely loved doing it. But on this occasion, it was a hard decision to make, but I really wanted to savour the atmosphere.
I don't blame you. I mean, as I say, you did do that Hartlepool game which saw Wednesday get promoted. We were together, of course, for the Wickham match when Wednesday did it sort of via the automatic route in League One. But yeah, go and have your time and, you know, sing the songs and do everything you've always wanted to do. I mean, half the time, you know, I'll ask you a question. I know he's not listening because he's just taking in the atmosphere and the occasion.
Well, it's difficult with the headphones on sometimes, you know, and I've taken them off and think, is it really that loud? Is it really that loud? And you take them off and it is. And, I wish I was stood behind the goal, but there we go.
What about your earliest memory then of you know, growing up supporting Sheffield Wednesday before you got into the business of playing the game and doing coaching and whatnot? You know, what is your earliest memory of Sheffield Wednesday?
I think my earliest memory is from the early 1970s when I might have been about 8 or so, and actually writing to Wednesday and asking for a trial and saying, you know, can I play in the first team on Saturday? And I think I got a letter back from the chairman of that time, and it was all on Wednesday paper and saying, you know, thanks for your letter and really pleased that you're taking interest and you support the club and blah blah blah, and you know, hopefully when you're older you can come down and you'd be part of the team. I think it was really great, and I've still got it somewhere, but I'll just have to have a look and find out where that is.
You haven't written to Carlos asking for a game at Wembley, have you?
No, probably not. No.
You did make a comeback, yeah, of course, didn't you, when you'd hung up your boots for a few years and then you played in that game, was it against Basel in the Intertoto?
No, I'd not hung my boots up. It was my last game, and I'd got a few injuries and I'd had a few operations, so my time was just about done there. And I got a call. I'd just come back from Ibiza on holiday, and Clive Baker phoned me up and said, "Oh, you know, we're not going to put a full side out. We're just going to put a young side out with a bit of experience. Do you fancy it?" I was like, yeah, "Of course I do, of course I do."
So where were you playing at this time then, or had been?
I was actually signed. I'd gone. My mate was Mark Hazelwood, and he'd been in charge at Cardiff, so I'd gone down to help him out at the end of the season, and just played the last 3 months or so down there. So I was still a Cardiff player, and I had to get. I didn't know, you have to get international clearance from Wales, and I was so panicking in case it didn't come through. And then, so technically my last game as a professional was for Sheffield Wednesday in Basel.
So it's not just managers then who have selection problems going into big games. I've been left without my big striker for this game against Hull City. I've turned instead to another man who knows what it takes to win in a playoff final. I refer, of course, to Lee Peacock, part of the side that won back in 2005. He's going to be donning the headphones and doing the screaming and shouting, John and Rob style. Lubens will return it back for Westwood, who will be pressurised here, chasing hard with Sam Baldock. He's gone long. It might run through towards Forestieri. Forestieri strikes! He scored! Forestieri has scored! What a finish! Into the bottom corner! It's the little man who's come up with a good so many times! And Wednesday break the deadlock in 19 minutes! A long punt forward, he found Forestieri!
It was offside!
Is he giving offside? Not again, we're not having this. We're not having this. We had that when we had a less important goal earlier this season from Michael Turner. The Wednesday players have run to celebrate the corner. All of the Brighton players around the linesman.
I thought he was offside.
But I'm looking at the replay. Is it clear? Long punt forward, over the top. I think Wednesday.
He's offside.
Bong will try and put it into the middle. That's not a bad looking cross, but it's caught. Again, the safe hands of Kieran Westwood, who bowls it out, and he finds Hooper, who knocks it on now. Kieran Lee returns it back towards Gary Hooper. First time pass out wide towards the right hand side. It's now with Wallace. Wallace comes inwards. Wallace will strike low. It's in! It's in! There's no stopping that goal! Wednesday do take the lead, and it's Wallace into the bottom corner. Refreshed after his 3-match ban. And an absolute ripper into the bottom corner past David Stockdale, advancing Sheffield Wednesday one step closer to Wembley. It's Sheffield Wednesday 1, Brighton 0.
Well, what an absolute beauty. Ross Wallace, what is he, 35 yards out? That is a superb bounce goal of the season. We've had some fantastic goals, but that beats them all. Superb Ross Wallace.
There it is, it just cuts inside on the left foot, keeps it low, right into the bottom corner. The goalkeeper just can't get there. Perfect finishing. Here is Fernando Forestieri moving it on towards Ati Nuiu. Comes over towards Jack Hunt. Hunt on this right hand side. Plays it inside there for Forestieri, slips it through. Kieran Lee with a turn! It's Kieran Lee with a fine finish.
What a
typical
finish!
Kieran Lee movement in towards the area. He just bends it into the corner. Wednesday do have a second goal. 72 minutes. It's Kieran Lee with a bursting run from midfield. Wednesday are just a step closer to Wembley, and we've got a 2-goal cushion thanks to this strike from Kieran Lee.
Well, Kieran Lee was so cool. So cool. He's one-on-one with a goalkeeper. He left him with no chance. He's fired it across his right hand into that far corner. What an excellent finish, Kieran Lee.
Wednesday doubling their advantage. Kieran Lee gets a very important goal.
We want 3!
So off the subs bench for this game then, I've got Lee Peacock joining me in the commentary box, a guy who knows what it takes to win in a playoff final.
Great lad.
Good lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a great lad.
Any tips for him then on how to do the Wednesday commentary on Wednesday Player?
No, he doesn't need me to tell him anything. He just, I'm sure he'll be fine. He's an outgoing lad. I think he's a big Wednesday supporter. He's played for Wednesday. Still keeps in touch, and yeah, he's a top lad.
Well, I'm going to play in the video of us celebrating the goals against Brighton in the first leg, so that'll give him an idea of how you react to goals.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that camera was on, and it was only on the second goal that I turned round and I think I saw your dad pointing. I'm thinking, what's he doing? And then realised there was a camera there. So, you know, yeah, fair play.
That's one thing that we do try and do. I mean, obviously we are working for the club, and you know, we do try and be as fair as we can be. You know, when there are incorrect calls, you've said it out loud, haven't you? That's offside. That's shouldn't be allowed, or whatever. Yeah. But we do sometimes get a little bit lost in the moment, and that's allowed. That's what the fans want to hear, don't they?
Of course. I mean, we're both massive Wednesday supporters. Love the club, love the fans, love everything about Sheffield Wednesday. But you know, I'm sure that Saturday's going to be something special.
As an ex-player, though, Lee wasn't a Sheffield Wednesday fan growing up or anything like that, but you know, he was part of a group of players that really seemed to have that same sort of bond as the group now. You know, you could see they got on and off the field, and I suppose Wednesday gets into your blood, doesn't it? When you've sampled it, it doesn't ever go away, even if you leave.
Well, I think there's lots of players that signed for Wednesday and still live in Sheffield. I mean, I can go to Chris Woods, the goalkeeper, Chris Waddle. You can go Lee Bullen, although he's employed by the club. Laurie Madden,
Nigel
Pearson. So there's a lot of players that stay in Sheffield, even though Nigel Pearson worked at Leicester and other clubs and whatever. So Sheffield's a really, once you're here, it's very difficult to leave.
Even the players in the current group that are on loan, I'm thinking of Daniel Padil. I've seen tweets as well from young Joe Bennett, who won't be involved because of his injury. They haven't been here 5 minutes, but they've bought into the whole thing, haven't they, as well?
I really think, and it's easy to say, but we have got a special crowd. When you have nights like we did at the home game against Brighton, and you've mentioned when we went to Cardiff, and you've mentioned Wickham, when we get behind the side like we do, it's a really special occasion. I mean, it is frightening.
And Barry Bannon, he was banned earlier in the season. We've seen him in the crowd away at Huddersfield, wasn't it? He was enjoying it, and I think in some ways he probably didn't quite realise what he let himself in for when he did that. Reeder's been there, Reeder Johnson. He's now a commentary player. I know he's been released recently, but he was coming back. He was at the semi-final, and he's been carted around, I think, for Derby at the Derby game. Their fans kicking off because he was there watching us. But
with a Wednesday shirt, and he got the Wednesday shirt on, hadn't he? So I mean, fantastic. We all loved Reeder Johnson, didn't we? I mean, Miguel Liera, he was another one that we all loved. I mean, you can go through the side, and the players are properly loved.
I'm delighted to say that joining us on this special Wembley programme now is Sky Sports News presenter David Garrido. Of course, David is a massive Sheffield Wednesday supporter, but rather bizarrely, David, you went to the game, of course, at Brighton for the second leg semi-final, celebrating along with the rest of the supporters behind the goal. That's what you do in 1 minute. The next, you're on the pitch celebrating with the players. Slightly surreal, it has to be said. Tell us, how did that come about?
Hi Rob, it was pretty surreal, as you say. I was watching the first half of the game at Brighton from the press box, then I started getting messages from a number of different fans saying get yourself to the away end for the second half, which I did, and watched the second half from there through my fingers, although it got more comfortable, we saw it out. And then at full time I ended up, after doing a bit of singing, wandering down towards the pitch, and I was right at the front of the crowd singing my heart out, and Fernando Forestieri saw me, and he sort of pulled me onto the pitch, and it was great because I saw it from the players' perspective, and do you know what, they really value that support. That's why the celebrations were just so big. It wasn't celebrating getting to the Premier League, because of course we haven't done that yet. It was celebrating getting to Wembley and just really enjoying that moment, because they really do value the support of the fans. It was pretty special.
Now, of course, team spirit is obviously a massive thing in sport, but having sampled firsthand those celebrations down in the dressing room, and obviously you've mingled with the players and the management, and you've got a little bit of a look behind the scenes at Wednesday over the last few years, do you sense that there's a real determination from the players to make sure that they see the job through at Wembley?
Yeah, I really do get that vibe, because they are a very together squad. It's one of those really important qualities, camaraderie. I think it's undervalued. You can have all the talent in the world, but if those players don't gel on the football pitch in terms of the way they work together, and indeed off it as well, life becomes a little bit more difficult. But it's a really strong suit that we have. We've really felt it all the way through. They fight for one another. You can see that in their work ethic. And I think they are so determined. They've got this focus. It's calm, but it's very, very sharply focused on the task in hand. Carlos is managing that very, very well. He will have them prepared, and so prepared for that game on Saturday.
Now, your work clearly brings you into contact with a lot of well-respected football people. Has there been a change in attitude? Have you sensed that the media, the pundits, and the professionals, that they see Sheffield Wednesday in a different light this season for the type of football that Carlos Carvalho has got his side playing? Do you think that there's a belief that Wednesday can actually go to Wembley and actually win?
Well, I have actually spoken to a number of pundits who come through the doors at Sky and asked their opinion, and there has been a change in attitude. I think it wasn't so long ago that we were playing some pretty attritional stuff at Hillsborough. Wasn't the best place to go and watch football. We packed our team with 6-footers a few seasons back. But now you can see they're more diminutive, they're more skillful players, they're pacier, they're more dynamic, and I think we have started to change attitudes and opinions. And in terms of what the general consensus is for the result at Wembley, do you know what? I've tried to avoid that question. I don't even want to hear what they've got to say, because I don't think I like the sound of either answer, because I don't want to jinx it, and equally I don't want to kind of be down on my team. So Yeah, I'm just trying to work it out myself, but yeah, it's going to be hard enough watching it, but yeah, everyone's got their fingers crossed as a Wednesday fan.
Now, anyone who's ever watched you on Sky Sports News will know that you're not exactly one for hiding your allegiance to Sheffield Wednesday. What do your colleagues make of, one, your love of Sheffield Wednesday, and two, have you taken it to another level now we're going to Wembley?
Well, I think most Sky Sports News HQ presenters have a team. My main co-presenter, Natalie Sawyer, is a big Brentford fan. Obviously, Jeff Stelling, huge Hartlepool fan, and they both let that show, obviously to greater or lesser extent. Yeah, sure, if you didn't know I was a Wednesday fan before Monday night, I'm pretty sure you should know by now. In terms of taking it up to the next level now that we've got to Wembley, I think I'll just sort of see on the outcome, really. But I always wear my heart on my sleeve. I always love Wednesday, and I always will do, regardless of what happens at Wembley on Saturday night.
Actually, I was watching Sky Sports News the other week when you were interviewing Milan Mandaric about Leicester's amazing title, Trev, and you even managed to work a question about Wednesday into that. I dare say you got a bit of stick afterwards.
No, not really, actually. I mean, that was a relevant question because, of course, Milan Mandaric had previously sold Leicester City to Thai owners, and I was making that comparison that he'd sort of steadied the ship at Sheffield Wednesday just as he'd done at Leicester City, and then again sold to Thai owners, and it proved a very shrewd move with Leicester. It could well be the same thing with Wednesday. I think it already has proven to be the case. So yeah, look, I think, if there is a reason to ask a question and it involves Sheffield Wednesday, well, so be it.
So why is Wednesday such a big part of your life then, David? Because I think I'm right in saying you're not a Sheffield boy. What was the moment that you thought, this is my team and I'm going to follow them home and away?
No, I'm not a Sheffield boy at all. I was born in Chichester on the south coast. I've always lived in the south of England. It was actually through my dad. He studied near Sheffield. I got taken to a Wednesday game, fell in love. He inflicted it on me at birth, and now I fly the flag. So I've been, watching them since I can remember. I think because obviously in the late 80s, early 90s, we went through a lot of different kind of fortunes, if you like, and that really knits you to your team. So that really got me hooked in, and I was sort of a young boy, teenager then. But yeah, I've always been an avid Wednesday, and I'll always continue to be.
Now, if possible, could you give us a little bit of an insight into Carlos Carvalhal and also Mr. Chansiri, who you've obviously had some dealings with? What is it that they've done to transform the fortunes of Sheffield Wednesday for you?
Well, Carlos is a really passionate man. He's very methodical. He's very rigorous. He's very to the point. You know exactly how he wants to do things. He's a scholar. I mean, he's written books on coaching. He talks about things like tactical periodization. He's really, really into football. His head is stuffed into a football. He's got this incredible charisma, an incredible way to make people feel welcome. Certainly that's the way he's made me feel whenever I've seen him, either at Hillsborough or indeed in an away game. And as for Mr. Chansiri, he really does love the club. I have absolutely no doubt about that. He really wants the best for Sheffield Wednesday Football Club. Obviously, he doesn't show his emotions as demonstrably as Carlos does, but my God, does he care. I can find that out from various different conversations I've had with him. I did the first one-on-one interview with Dipon Chansiri around Christmas time, ahead of the opening of the January transfer window in 2016. But even off camera, he was telling me a few things, and yeah, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind he really has huge ambitions for Sheffield Wednesday Football Club. Of
course, it wasn't too long ago, was it, David, that you were comparing a special night for Sheffield Wednesday, celebrating the Rumbelows Cup triumph 25 years ago. And what a team that was, of course, David. But if those players that are going to be taken to the field against Hull City this weekend can do anything like that, they're going to be revered in pretty much the same way, aren't they?
Well, first thing to say, Class of 91 was an amazing night, and thank you to all the fans who turned up at the Magna, almost 1,000 Wednesdayites inside the room. It was an incredible atmosphere. I mean, yes, they were, the real heroes of our generation as Sheffield Wednesday fans in 1991 to win the League Cup, to win promotion back to the top tier of English football. What I noticed about that night, there were no sort of standouts. Everyone really talked about everyone else in the same light. There was real togetherness in the squad. They talked about partnerships on the pitch. So, for example, Palmer and Sheridan in midfield, King and Worthington down the left-hand side, Pearson and Shirtlift at centre-back, and even Hurst and Williams up front, of course, that famous partnership that earned 50 goals between them that season. So, that I think is one of the similarities. And I think if the class of 2016 can achieve what the class of 91 did, then I think they will be seen in the same way, with even more fervour. I think with things like social media, you really get that sense of excitement, and hopefully they'll be remembered in the same way as well.
So personally speaking then, David, how confident are you about Wednesday's chances and where are you planning to watch the game?
Do you know what? I think we've really got a chance. If we play our A game, if we play like we did at home to Cardiff and at home to Brighton in the playoffs, then I think we can really do it. We need to dictate from the word go. We need to bring that dynamism, that energy that we know that we're capable of. Get Bannon on the ball. Make sure that Lee makes those bursting runs. Let's threaten down the flanks. Let's get Forestieri and Hooper involved. And I think we can really do it, despite the fact that Hull have got a very experienced squad with lots of quality and an experienced and an excellent manager as well. I'm probably going to be bouncing around the stadium a bit. I like to get the overall feel really of the game. But whatever happens, I will be jumping up and down and celebrating every single moment I can if we do actually go and do it.
Now, David, before you go, I can't let you go without mentioning this. Can you promise me that if Wednesday get a penalty during the game or it goes to a shootout, you'll be nowhere near that penalty spot? Because I've seen you taking penalties during that half-time shootout competition at the Cop End at Hillsborough earlier this season, and it's fair to say it didn't exactly go to plan for you.
Yes, Rob, I can definitely promise you that. Yeah, whether it be in my full suit with shoes or whether it be with football boots, I will not be anywhere near that penalty spot. My goodness, if it goes to penalties, I'll just be watching through my fingers and crossing absolutely everything.
David, thank you very much indeed for your time. And I tell you what, I hope you're celebrating with those players again come 10-7 on Saturday night, because that will mean one thing, that Wednesday are back in the Premier League. Quick word then on Hull City. What about them as a squad? They've obviously got some quality players that have Premier League experience as early as last year. And in Steve Bruce, you've got a guy who's got baggage of experience as a player and as a manager.
Yeah, are Hull the favourites? You'd say possibly because they've just come down from the Premier League, and for all the reasons you just said, they've kept their squad together basically, so they've got players who've experienced the Premier League and they've played at Wembley 3 times in the last 4 years or whatever it is. So, we've not been there for a while, but at the end of the day, there's 2 teams going out. We've seen Hull go to Derby and win 3-0, and we've seen them lose at home 2-0. So this game is by no means won or lost, and the only time we'll find out is Saturday at 5 o'clock.
I know. I was going to say, that game for them, they probably thought 3-0 that was enough, and then all of a sudden they scored 2 goals in the first half. Derby made it interesting, but was there anything you saw that worried you, or Wednesday on the day, if they produced the goods, capable of beating Hull City?
Wednesday are more than capable of beating any team. We've proven that this year when we beat Arsenal 3-0. On our day, we can beat anybody. I don't care who it is. But it's going to be. You can't see it being a 4 or 5-0 or anything like that. It's going to be. There's going to be the odd goal in the game.
Just finally, then, a prediction from you. Can we get a prediction, John?
Well, of course.
Score and who's going to be key for Wednesday if they are to be successful?
Crikey. Well, I think I'm going to go as the team. Obviously, Fernando Forestieri is grabbing all the headlines. He's been superb, so rightly so. But Gary Hooper's a goal scorer. But equally, the defence have played their part. I think have we equalled what we did last year for clean sheets. So we're strong all over. But so are Hull. That's why we're in this final together. So I do think that we will pinch it. I think it might be 2-0, 2-1.
Do we get a quick song, John, or anything like that? Any screams?
I can't do it to order. It's only it's when I'm there in the zone. I've got to be watching the game.
All right, fair enough, John. Well, thank you very much for your time, and I hope you enjoy your day. As a fan, no doubt it's going to be a long old weekend, whatever happens.
It'll be a good weekend.
Well, thank you very much indeed for tuning into this special Wednesday programme. Looking forward to our big day at Wembley Stadium. We've got full match commentary coming up from 5 o'clock. Lee Peacock, the ex-Owl striker, is joining me for every single kick and every single trick. You won't miss a moment. It's all here on Wednesday PlayerHD.